Good evening, everybody. I hope you can all hear me okay. This is Chris Rodwell here. So welcome to the Wealth Builders webinar, how to create money flow into your life right now. And hope you've all had a fantastic day. This is actually the first webinar for Wealth Builders, which I have broadcast, so I'm asking you to be kind tonight, and if we have any glitches or technical hiccups, then just to bear with me using some new software. And it'd be great to just double check that you can hear me first and foremost. So in the chat room, hopefully you can see on the right hand side, I believe there should be a chat box, and I'm going to put a message there now just saying good evening. And there you go, Rajesh, thank you so much. So I hope, Jerry, loud and clear, thank you so much. We did a test run earlier, myself and Lex, and I think there's quite a delay on this webinar software. Good evening, James. Good evening, Andy. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate the feedback. It's really strange when you're doing a webinar and you're chatting away, and sometimes you're really not sure what's coming out the other side. So, oh, great! It's so good to see all your messages there. Karen, Yvonne. Good evening, Marion. Lex, you can't join as a presenter. Oh, that's not right, is it? Okay. Let's see. Hold on, Lex. Let me see if I can invite a speaker. See if that works, Lex. I've just clicked a little button there which said invite a speaker. And if you've got your headphones on, let me know if that's coming through loud and clear. Guys, can you just let me know what you can actually see at the moment? Because I haven't shared the presentation screen yet, because when I go live with the presentation, I can't see the chat box. So I just want to make sure we're up and running, no technical hitches, and everyone's receiving me loud and clear before we start with the presentation tonight. Karen, you're seeing my face, so am I. So that's good, I think. In a round picture, yes, yep, great stuff. And good evening, Des. Lovely. Thank you for joining. Great. Look, really appreciate the feedback, guys. It does seem like we may have some troubles actually presenting with myself and Lex, which, as I said, this is the first webinar that we've done. So, bear with me on this one. We'll see if we can get Lex, because the idea is obviously that myself and Lex present this together. Lex, I really join me, but if you can't, I will take the baton and fly solo tonight and see if I can do it justice without your fantastic presentation skills alongside me. So we'll just wait a little bit longer, guys. Really appreciate you being here. Bang on 8 o'clock, and we're going to run for absolutely no more than 60 minutes tonight. Just want to really go through with you the 4 flows, which is a set of principles which Kevin Whelan, founder of Wealth Builders, has put together. And as part of Wealth Builders, as Bridge Builders, we're sharing this with our community. And especially for members who are maybe a bit kind of near the beginning of their journey. So especially this resonates with members of my Escape the Rat Race group. People who are possibly still in employment, they're in a full-time job, 9-to-5 lifestyle, but they really believe there's something a bit more to life. And they don't want to just be stuck in this job, which maybe isn't realizing their full potential. And that really is what tonight's webinar is about. It's about understanding your flow. What's your real entrepreneurial flow? What's your passion in life? Because we all know that when you follow your passion, then working long, hard, 12, 16-hour days doesn't feel like work, because you love every second of it. And I can honestly say that that's the situation that I find myself in now as well, thankfully. So I'll share a bit of my story with you in a moment. And just hanging in, because I know we had a few registrations tonight, and we've not got everyone on yet, but I do want to respect the fact that you guys have all come on time. So Lex, unfortunately, it seems like Lex is having some troubles logging in. It's the software. We still need to play around with it a bit more, obviously, and we'll do that for the next one. So this will be the first of many webinars. So we'll get better, we'll learn it, and we'll be slick and smooth in no time. Okay, guys. Well, look, let's get cracking. I'm going to share a PowerPoint presentation with you, and when I do this, it will be full screen for me, which means that I won't be able to see the chat box anymore, but I will. I can see your message, Lex. Yes, that's just come through. So I do welcome questions tonight. I won't be obviously able to pick up on the questions straight away, and because I won't be checking the messages as I'm presenting, but I will come back to them at the end of the webinar. So please feel free, if there's anything that comes up as I'm speaking, pop it in the chat box. The chat box seems to be working really nicely, actually. So, so Kay, you've just said I logged in early and it didn't update until I went back and refreshed. Okay, all right, thanks for letting me know that, Kay. All right then, so going to share the presentation. And I'm just gonna minimize this if I can, and just quickly check back. Just if you can let me know, did you see the slide there? And did it come up clearly on your page? It should have been the title of the presentation. Just pop that back up there for you. If you can just drop me a message and say yes, yes, okay. As soon as I get a couple of confirmations, I will begin. Jerry says no. Okay, just hang on a sec, Jerry, because I do believe there's a delay from my screen. So Marion said no as well. Oh, I know why that'd be. Okay. Let me try and share the screen. Okay, that's when it all goes a bit funny. And I'll just pop that up there. So yes, Raj says yes. And now you're seeing the Vortex probably, which is the Webinar Jam software that we use. So it goes a bit crazy like that. Just going to pop the slide back up again. So the slide's going up now. There might be a short delay. As soon as I get a couple more yeses, then we'll crack on. I just want to make sure the experience is good for everybody and that I don't start chatting away where no one can actually see the slides. So Marion says yes, Yvonne, yes. Okay, right. Thank you. I'm going to begin now and put the slides on full screen. Hope that the slides and my voice are in sync. Otherwise, this is going to be a bit strange. I can only do my best, guys. If there's any problems, please help me out on this. I'll check back into the chat box in a minute. I'm full screen now with the slides, so I can't see the chat messages. I will proceed and we'll get this webinar up and running. And I will check back in a couple of minutes just to make sure that what I'm showing you on screen is matching at the same time as what I'm saying, and make sure we're in flow, because that's what tonight's webinar is all about. So let's proceed. Tonight's webinar is how to create money flow into your life right now by understanding the 4 flows. Okay. So obviously I was looking to be presenting this tonight with Lex. And Lex McKee is the WealthBuilders membership director, and it was our promise to you, it certainly is still our promise to you, that we'll show you the blueprint which you can follow to create financial independence and freedom without having to worry about having enough income when you retire or not being able to pass on your legacy to your family. It's very important, and for anyone that signed the new Declaration of Financial Independence, which we've obviously, everybody who joins the community, we ask that they sign the Declaration of Financial Independence, and that will say that you are totally committed to our values. And our values are very much about passing on a legacy together with the principles and wisdom to maintain and expand it. So when you've built wealth flow, which we'll discuss very shortly, when you pass away, you want to make sure that that can be passed on to your family for generations to come. So I'm just quickly going to check back, just quickly in the chat box. Yeah. Webinar jammed. Okay, look, I can't see any kind of major issues from the chat, so I'll proceed from now onwards, guys. Okay. So if you stay until the end tonight, and I said that we won't be going on more than about 60 minutes, then we'll give you a bunch of free gifts just to say thank you for joining the webinar, and we'll include a free ticket. So I'll give you a free ticket to the next Escape the Rat Race meetup event, which is my own event. And this is my path to financial freedom. It's my business, it's my passion. And if you haven't attended an Escape the Rat Race meetup event, then they're held on the first Wednesday of every month. And Escape the Rat Race and WealthBuilders are working very, very closely together to help show people how they really can lay a solid foundation to create long-term wealth and build up passive income through assets. So I need your attention. Please turn off the cell phone, close down Facebook. And if you're an investor, an entrepreneur, an employee, and you're serious about getting better results, generating future cash flow in the next 60 minutes, because what I'm going to share with you, you can start implementing immediately. As soon as this webinar is finished, we'll give you strategies immediately to find instant cash flow, which can lead to your future cash flow as well. So let's move forwards. Lex McKee, unfortunately, will not be joining me tonight. However, Lex and I have the privilege of inside access to Kevin Whelan's vast knowledge on showing people how they can create a greater return on their investments. We all know Kevin Whelan's story, and it's a wonderful legacy that Kevin is building and will be passing on. And the Wealth Builders community is growing rapidly now, and it's a privilege to be sharing the wisdom and knowledge and the intellectual property that Kevin has created with the principles and the foundation and the blueprint here. My own history, I spent 16 years managing DJs and dance music artists. I enjoyed #1 singles and platinum albums. It was a lot of fun. I traveled the world and had lots of fun. I went to lots of cool parties and it was good. But, you know, at the end of the day, it was a job and I wasn't in control, and I didn't dictate how much money was coming into my bank account every month because I was on a wage, and that didn't really fluctuate too much month to month. And I thought there were better things out there for me. And I really wanted to pursue the path of personal development, which I'd begun back in 2004, first introduced to Jim Rohn by a friend of mine, and that really got me into personal development and led to the usual route of Robert Kiyosaki and Anthony Robbins, and really inspired me to achieve the greatness that's within all of us. So that's my personal journey, and 16 years later, I decided to quit, and that was in just before Christmas 2014, when I decided to leave the music industry for good and to actually set up my own property sourcing company and really embark on a completely new journey and a new path, and have to really start all over again, building a new network in a new industry. And that's kind of where I spent last 12 months. And at the same time, I set up the Escape the Rat Race group. And that literally was an idea in a coffee shop on a rainy Sunday afternoon back in November 2014. And I knew that I only had a month left at my job, and I knew that it was all about my network. You hear the saying that your network is your net worth, and that's very true. So I decided to start a meetup, and I called it Escape the Rat Race. And I had to pick a date for the first event. So I picked a date in January, and I thought there might be a couple of people who might come along, and we'd meet and have a coffee and share some ideas. To my surprise, we had 40 people turn up, and I had to improvise and quickly, we were in a hotel, and had to quickly improvise and grab a room, and we had a fantastic first meetup event. And that was my passion, and I didn't really expect anything out of that. And we've grown to over 900 members now. We We had our 15th event last night, and some of you I know who are on the webinar were there last night. So we're doing some amazing things now, and that's really the point of tonight. And we'll get into flow number one, which is personal flow. And it's so important to understand what your passion is and then how you can monetize that. And Wealth Builders is all about that, and we'll be learning more about that tonight. Just going to quickly check back, just make sure we've got no messages here. Okay, great. So hopefully, in fact, if you guys can just say, yeah, everything's cool, it's all going well so far, we're hearing you loud and clear, everything is matching up, just to give me some reassurance and make sure that I'm giving you a great experience, because what I'm sharing tonight, I want you to get the most out of it. So if you can just drop me a quick message, just say, yeah, all good, sweet, all good, great. Karen, great. Rajesh, James, Jerry, lovely, up to speed. Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. Okay. No more stoppages now then, I promise. Okay, so that's my story. So enough of me. And Bridge Builders is my Bridge Builder role for Wealth Builders sees me connect members of our community together to create win-win relationships and increase return on investments. So I'll explain more about that as we proceed. So let me ask you, imagine what your life will be like when you have all the financial independence and freedom you could ever want. You never have to worry about finding the money to pay your rent, the mortgage, or your bills each month. And what will life be like when you know how to ensure that lack of money will never be a cause for concern in later life? How would that feel? How would that make you feel? How would that change your life? And how about when you really know how to tap into your own personal flow and the flow of others? Would that make a difference for you and for your family? I bet it would. Let me just tell you, results are not typical here. We'll walk you through the system we're using to get great results for the members of Wealth Builders, okay? But please understand that our results are not typical, because the average person who attends any training gets 0 results. Unfortunately, we know that most people, and I myself put my hand up, that I go to courses in the past, and sometimes you're high on enthusiasm and motivation. At the end of the weekend, you go home and you never ever open that workbook again. And I know many people who fall foul of that. So I hope that you take this information. And as I said, within the next 60 minutes, I'm going to share with you skills, strategies, I should say, which you can instantly start to use to generate cash flow in your life right now. Okay, and we're going to share with you for free exactly what's working for us and other Wealth Builder members. Okay, and this is not get rich quick, and it's not for people who want results. Well, I just said results immediately. You will get results immediately, but the wealth building game is all about playing the long game. And the big thing we're going to get out of tonight is that this is all about future cash flow. This is about Wealth Builders, is about creating a legacy and creating long-term wealth, and the steps which need to be implemented in order to get to that stage. Okay, and that's what the 4 flows is all about. So tonight, what we'll cover, I'm going to share with you a set of principles that we have named the 4 flows. Okay, so flow number 1. Once you understand your personal flow, you can focus on what you love most and do best. Flow number 2 is where we're going to show you 7 different ways you can start generating cash flow into your life immediately. Flow number 3, once you understand the relationship between the 8 wealth dynamic profiles, then you'll be ready to tap into your team flow. And flow number 4 really is the big one. It's the Wealth Builders blueprint, and it's the flow of permanent asset-based income whilst you sleep, and we call this one wealth flow. So secret number 1 is that once you understand your personal flow, you can focus on what you love most and do best. Now, I should just quickly say that when I first met Kevin back in April 2014, As I said, I was still in employment then, and I met Kevin at a property networking event, met Lex there as well that night, and began a beautiful relationship, I should say, with WealthBuilders and Kevin and Lex. And it struck home to me. It really struck home to me, the wisdom and the words that Kevin was using, and that why would you want to work hard all your life, and why would you want to create lots of money and wealth in your life but be unhappy in what you're doing? That's not what we're after, surely. You know, we want to have lots of income and we want to generate cash flow, but we want to enjoy what we're doing to generate that cash flow. So it's so important, and it's what I'm working on with the mentees in my own Escape the Rat Race group now, is really, before anything else, the foundation is all about getting the mindset right. Everything comes down to the mindset, and I'm sure you've heard it, that success is 20% skill set and 80% mindset. And I genuinely believe that. I really do. Now that I'm immersed in my own business, I'm immersed in helping others, coaching others, it's all about the mindset. If you believe you can achieve something, you'll do anything to make it happen. You really will. You have to create that unfaltering belief and that unfaltering desire. And that really comes when you've found what you love most. And that's difficult for a lot of people. That's an exercise that does take some time. As I said, my love and passion is personal development. My love and passion used to be music. I used to go clubbing from Friday night to Sunday night. Whole weekend I was out in the clubs dancing and hanging out and networking. I guess I've always loved networking, you know. I was always meeting new people and making new friends, you know, and a love for the music. That's what brought us all together. We absolutely loved the music. But having worked in that industry for 16 years, and on the outside, people say you have the best job in the world. On the inside, I have to go and do that journey every day to work, and I have to sit in that office, and I have to do things that I don't really enjoy doing. And sometimes, you know, even the traveling can get really tiring as well. So yeah, you know, focus on what you love. And when I fell out of love with the music industry, then it was time to move on. And really, what was my deep passion? Well, my deep passion that had been actually inside of me for nearly 10 years was personal development and achieving my greatest potential. So that's what I'm saying is so important about flow. Number one is your personal flow. So how to create money flow into your life right now. Secret number one, how to find your personal flow. And we know that only around 5% of the population actually achieve true financial independence. So why is this? Well, it's what we've said. People just fall into jobs out of school, out of university. They don't go through a process of really, there's no, we could get controversial here, and I'm not going to on this webinar, you know, in terms of careers advice out there, and you know, different opinions on our education system in terms of equipping you with life knowledge and the skills of the 21st century, and really getting to the crux of what people love, you know, because I know so many people who go to university and, you know, they spend 3 years, and obviously the cost of going to university now and come out, and the stats out there suggest that many of those people never actually proceed to work within the skills and the qualifications that they've earned. They end up doing something completely different, and often not what they love. So really, I guess I'm speaking to you now and asking you the question, what's your personal flow? Do you know what your personal flow is? Have you sat down and thought about what you truly love to do? What would you get up every morning? What would get you out of bed? And if you had to work on that all day, what would it be? What's your passion? What do you spend your time, your spare time doing? You know, what do you talk about with your friends? What subjects? What magazines do you read? What podcasts do you listen to? You know, what do you watch on TV? What's your favorite programs, favorite magazines? All these things can help you identify what it is that what's your passion. Okay, so as I've said, if you want to be wealthy, the key thing is to do what you love to do. And actually, once you find your personal flow, you focus on what you love most and do best. So what do I mean? Well, we have a tool that we use at WealthBuilders to help people who really are at the start of their journey. And, you know, not just that demographic. This is for everyone, but especially someone who hasn't quite defined yet, you know, what's the path that I'm going to take. And this really applies to a lot of the people that come and join us at Escape the Rat Race. And this may apply to yourself as well. You're in a job and you're just not sure how you're going to make that transition from employee to entrepreneur. You know, it's a big jump. You've got the security of that income, and you've got a mortgage, and you've maybe got a family to support, and you just can't take that risk. It's too big a risk. So how do you decide on the path that will get you, or the bridge, I should say more rightly here? What's the bridge to take you from where you are now to where you want to be? Okay, so we use a tool called Wealth Dynamics. And let me just ask you guys, and just flick out of the, check back in with you here. And just ask you guys, who's heard of Wealth Dynamics? Sorry, you're going to see the vortex again. It's the only way that I can actually check back in. But just let me know who's done the Wealth Dynamics test. This is a test that was created actually by an entrepreneur called Roger Hamilton. Fantastic test to help you find your entrepreneurial flow. Just see if there's any feedback. Yes, Karen, I'm a star. Rajesh, yes. Okay, great. Anyone else? Let me know what your profiles are. And then for those of you who haven't heard about Wealth Dynamics, I'll explain. James is an accumulator with Yvonne, the Lord. Good on you guys. Okay. Heard of it, not done it, Jerry. Okay, cool. So, so good. So you guys are familiar with it. So that's great. So let me just explain a little bit more about how Wealth Dynamics really is a fantastic tool that we use, and that we actually supply all our members with this, and you'll find out how you can get access to this as well. So there's 8 different profiles within the Wealth Dynamics test. Test doesn't take long to do. And at the end of the test, you'll receive a 32-page report. And this will show 8 different profiles, and there's only 8 different ways to create wealth, okay? And there's 7 assets, 7 wealth building assets, according, you know, in the Wealth Builders blueprint. But with Wealth Dynamics, there's 8 different profiles, and you're going to fit into one of those profiles. And just to summarize that for you, you have different energy. So you've got the dynamo energy at the top, and this is where we have stars and creators, okay? So stars and creators are people who always big thinkers. They're always coming up with ideas, you know, the head in the clouds. They're great at coming up with ideas, but they're not very good at actually implementing and seeing those ideas through to the end. So they'll think of something, and then half an hour later, they'll have moved on to the next idea that they've had, okay? So people like Richard Branson, who start lots of different companies, you know, but they have a team that they pass it on to, and we'll get into the fundamentals of that as well. But you've got the people at the top, so dynamo, and then you move around to the blaze energy. So the blaze energy is really people who take those ideas from the creators and they build the team. So they're asking, who can we work with to implement this? So they love networking, you know, they love going out. They're quite extrovert people, and they're really good at putting all those ideas and those things into practice and getting everyone busy and working together. Then we move around to the tempo energy at the bottom. And if you think of a square, I'm just moving around the square from top to right, down to the bottom, where we have the tempo energy. And this is where I sit, because I'm a trader profile. So the trader is someone who's always sensing things around them. They're timing, all about the timing. They're looking for the right time to execute. the right time to negotiate a deal, and they can be deal makers. So they maybe don't even control the asset, you know, they may be like a property sourcer like myself, you know, so I can negotiate someone who owns a property, I can find a buyer for it, and I can take the margin in the middle. I'd never have to actually own the asset. So I can create wealth through trading, through deal making, and that's how people at the bottom can create their wealth. And then we move around to the left hand side where we have the steel energy. So this is all about analytical people who are always asking why, how, you know, why does that do that? They're people who quite enjoy spreadsheets, you know, they like data, and this is where the accumulators are and the mechanics. So there's someone who'll look at a system, maybe a, you know, business, and they'll go in there and they'll tinker with it and they'll try and make it better. So you probably, if you haven't already done the test, you'll probably identify with one of those more than the other. And so the Wealth Dynamics test breaks it down even into further detail, and you get a 32-page report which shows you where you should be focusing on in order for the path of least resistance for you to create wealth. And it's a fantastic resource, and it really, really can help you define what direction you should be taking. And very often when people do this test, they realize that they've been stuck in a job that is completely unsuitable for them. They're stuck in a job where they're behind a screen all day analyzing data, when actually they are creators and they need to be out of the office and they need to be networking and innovating. So it can really transform your mindset and your thinking. So I really want to hone in on this point, because flow number one, personal flow, is the foundation for creating long-term wealth. It really is. It really is. And we work with our members to help them understand how to monetize their passion. So it's great to find out what your passion is, and the Wealth Dynamics test will help you with that. But then how do you monetize that is the question that we're often asked. Okay. And we're able to do that with additional consultations. And that's really where we help deconstruct that report with you, so you actually understand how to apply that to your own personal situation and how to start making changes straight away. Okay. And there's a formula, and this is Roger Hamilton's formula, that wealth equals value times leverage. And the way that he explains that slightly clearer is if you imagine value as a flow of water. So if we think of a stream or a river, even better. In order for that water to flow, there needs to be a gradient. Yeah, and that gradient is how much value you are offering to someone. Because we know that people will exchange money if there's enough value, if they feel there's enough value. So if you're asking for £10 from me for a product or a service, if I feel that I'm getting £10 worth of value, I'll happily exchange that. If I don't, then I'm not going to give you that £10. And so the greater the value you can create, the greater the wealth. And well, I should say the exchange of money. And then the wealth is created when you times value by leverage. So if you think of that river, and the gradient of the river is the value, so how steep, how fast is that flow that you can create, then the leverage is the width. And the leverage can come through other people's time and other people's money. So we're looking at the width, and that's the formula for wealth according to Roger Hamilton. Okay. So the final point there, you need to be in control of the flow of time and money. Okay. So make a note of that you need to be in control of the flow of time and money. Okay. And for those of you that are familiar with Jim Rohn, the American business philosopher, fantastic guy who unfortunately passed away a few years ago, he will say that you don't get paid for time. Okay, so if we go to work, two different people could go to work at the same office, okay, and work the same amount of hours, 8 hours that day, and one will get paid £100 and one might get paid £1,000. Okay, so they've both done the same hours in the same office, but one's getting paid 100, one's getting paid 1,000. Okay, and it's because you don't get paid for time, you get paid for the value that you put within that time. Okay, so if you're in a job and you want more money, you want your boss to pay you more, then be more valuable. Okay, give more, create more value, create more business for that company. Okay, it's the same amount of time. Don't work extra hours necessarily. Okay, don't exchange more time for money, but increase the value. Okay, it's a fundamental point here to understand. You get paid for the value. Okay, so be in control of the flow of time and money. All right, let's carry on. Let's just check the time. Wow. Okay, we're probably actually on schedule. So secret number 2. I hope that, sorry, before I rush on, let me get some feedback from you guys. Everything coming through okay? Just let me know that you're enjoying it and that everything's sounding good. Someone said they couldn't see the slide on wealth dynamics. Okay, I haven't shown it. There's no visuals here other than the text. John saying all good. Yeah, great. Thank you for the feedback, John. Okay, well, I'm presuming. Okay, great. All right. So yeah, if you're having any issues, just a couple of people have said refresh. I don't know if you guys can all see the comments as well as I can. But let's get back. So thank you for that. As I say, it's really weird when I'm just talking and talking away here and just talking to myself, it feels like. But I hope that everyone's following and enjoying. Okay, great. So secret number 2 is the 7 areas you can look at which can bring an immediate injection of cash flow into your life. So this is probably what you are waiting for. Okay. So flow number 2, how to generate instant cash flow. All right, so we've looked at flow number 1, which is personal flow. Now we move on to flow number 2, which is cash flow. So people at the start of their wealth building journey will often ask, how do I create wealth when I have no money? Okay. So let us show you 7 different ways that you can begin to look at immediately, which can bring additional cash flow into your life. Okay. So use this to engage in the right kind of this additional cash flow, yeah, is not to go and just spend and have fun. This instant cash flow that you're creating is to engage in the right kind of education and connection, okay? And that's what truly accelerates wealth. Because we use, or I'll definitely credit Lex with this one. Imagine the escape button, okay, on your computer. You've got the E, the S, the C. So we've got the E, which stands for education, the S, which stands for support, and the C, which stands for community. Okay, and this is everything that WealthBuilders delivers. And of course, it really ties in very nicely with Escape the Rat Race as well. So the connection and synergy here between what we're offering is really on point. So, so what do I mean by this? So you'll see there's 7 areas that we can focus on immediately. And by going through this list, and I'll go through this one by one just to give you some examples, okay? But I'm pretty sure that for most people, if they go through this list, they will be able to find some extra cash flow instantly. And we're looking at trying to squeeze out an extra couple of £100 here, ideally. It might be more. But if we can get an extra couple of £100 out, then that will pay for us to get a mentor, that will pay for us to invest in some online education, to maybe attend some seminars, but to choose carefully, okay? And this is, I'm passionate about this, and this is really, you know, my purpose with Escape the Rat Race is to help save people time and money, because I've been on this path for a long time now, 10 years, and been to many courses and signed up for different programs in the past. And for anyone who maybe has been down that route, you'll know that some are good and some are not so good, okay? And life gets in the way and the job gets in the way. And we know, as we said earlier, this is a long-term game, Okay, so use the money that you're going to save here wisely. Choose the right kind of education and choose to connect with the right kind of coaches and mentors. Okay, so make sure you ask people who've had experience with these people. You know, ask them, how's it been? Did you get value from that? You know. All right, and we're here to, this is what Wealth Builders is all about. It's about a community where we have a you know, a 7-point due diligence process on all full Wealth Builder members. So all our investor members and our property members, we've gone through a due diligence process, which really helps create a secure environment. Okay, so you know that you have the right kind of people there, which you can do joint ventures with, and you can build relationships with. Okay, and start those connections. So let's get through this. Number one, tax. Okay, so quite simply, make sure you're not paying too much tax. Okay, we all have heard the stories about things being certain in life, for death and taxes, but it's true that as an employee you get taxed the most, and you get taxed. The government will take that money before you even get paid, so your monthly paychecks already had that money taken away. So you might say you earn £30,000 a year, okay, but you don't really earn £30,000 a year, do you? Because a whole chunk of that gets taken away. However, if you own a business, it's a different story. So there's huge advantages to owning a business, because the tax gets paid afterwards. So you spend and then you get taxed on what's left over. Okay, now I should say, as I've pointed out on the slide, that I'm not regulated to give financial advice. Okay, I'm simply sharing these ideas with you. This is not my advice. This is simply sharing these ideas. Okay, so look at the tax, and really you need to maybe look at someone like a tax advisor. And we're talking about thinking entrepreneurial, like an entrepreneur here. Okay, so we want to get you into the mindset, all wealth builders, that you are running a business. Okay, and you are that business. Whether you're a property investor, whether you're a trader, whether you're running an Amazon business, okay, you are a business person, you're an entrepreneur. So you need to make sure that you are saving as much money on taxes and not overpaying with tax. So point number 2 is your bills. A really easy one, this. Okay, we all know that our energy bills are constantly changing, and the companies are always trying to outdo each other. And it's so easy now to just go online and go to Money Supermarket and the price comparison websites out there and just do some number crunching and see if you can actually maybe switch over to a new supplier. You know, so I'm talking about energy specifically, but there's all kinds of bills. You know, your cable TV, your internet. If you've been with your providers for a long time and you're a loyal customer and you've paid on, you know, you've never missed payments and things like this, get on the phone. I know someone I used to work with, they've been with Sky, and they would every 6 months call Sky up and negotiate and get like 50% discount for the next few months. So so you can save a huge amount of money on this one. And I know people don't really think about this. They just, you know, they just see that monthly bill coming in, and there's often scope to save some extra money there. So bills is a good one, and one that you can implement immediately. Same with insurance. Now, I've got a bank account and it actually charges me a monthly fee. And one of the benefits of that is that I get phone insurance, and I get breakdown cover on the car, and emergency cover on the house and things like this. So so I think, okay, that sounds all right for £15 a month, you know, but sometimes people might not need the phone insurance because they have a phone insurance somewhere else. And often people are double paying on insurance. And with your house insurance as well, you know, when was the last time that you actually went out and did a comparison to see that you're getting the best deal? So think of all the things that you're paying insurance on and ask yourself, do I really need to be insuring this? Is the cost of actually repairing that item maybe less than paying that premium every month? Okay, So insurance is another one that you can instantly assess. Financial fees. Now, this might not apply to everybody. However, if you do have someone like an IFA and they're charging you percentages for managing your stocks and shares and any funds that you might have, this is an area where you can really trim back. Look at the spend on the financial fees. Anthony Robbins brought out a book at last year, I think, the big massive book called Money. It really goes deep, really goes into the extortionate fees within the financial world there, and brokers. So look at that. If that applies to you, if you have someone that you pay to manage your finances, such as an IFA, have a look at that. And then the next one is spare capacity. Okay, so what we mean by this is there something that you maybe have lying around your house? Is there something in your vicinity where you can monetize that straight away? So I'll give you an example. It might be an old TV or something that you have at home which you don't use anymore, which you could put on eBay and you might get 50 quid for it. Or do you have an old record collection or something which you're not actually ever going to listen to again, but there might be some real hungry vinyl enthusiasts out there who would pay good money for that vinyl. There's all sorts of things. Have a look around your house. What's not being used that you're never going to use again, which you could maybe stick on eBay or Gumtree and bring in instantly some cash. And another example of spare capacity is Airbnb. You know, short lets now, a phenomenal way of generating cash flow. If you've got a spare room in your house, there's many advantages to letting out a spare room in your house. I saw something yesterday about international students, and if you have a room, and they'll pay something like £500 a week for it. So all sorts of opportunities. Think about spare capacity. What do you have in your life that's not being used to its full potential, which you could monetize? Okay, so I hope this is helpful, guys. I hope you can see that there's probably cash sitting there under your nose, which you hadn't thought about, which you can instantly get your hands on. Maybe there's a course or something out there that you've been wanting to do, and you just haven't had the money. You know, the paycheck's coming in each month. As soon as it comes in, it's gone again. And I know what that's like. Absolutely, I've been there. So mortgages. Okay, similar kind of thing. When was the last time that you reassessed your mortgage? Again, I'm not regulated. I can't give you advice. Get some advice from some mortgage brokers and find out, you know, what about if you change the date that you make your payments? Could that shave a whole lot off the interest payments? I've heard some stories about if you pay ahead of your date, that can adjust the amount that you pay. Sometimes it can shave many years off your mortgage. So get some advice on that one. If you haven't already, make sure that you are maximizing everything you can do with your mortgage payments. Okay, I'm not necessarily even say that you need to change you know, who your mortgage is with. Look at maybe the dates, look at any ways, speak to them, give them a call. And then debt, really. So we're talking debt here, retail debt, credit cards. There's a scary statistic as how many is the average household, how many credit cards they have, something like 7 cards. If you've got debt, just make sure you're managing it efficiently. And there's ways to do this. If you look at, let's just take an example briefly. Say you've got 5 credit cards, okay? Various amounts owed on each. But look at the interest rate that you're being charged, okay? The APR. Some of them might be 20%, some might be 18, some might be 12, okay? So find out what that is, and that will be on your statement, or call them up, call the bank or whoever, find out, and put it in order. And the one that you're paying the highest interest rate on, that's your focus, to pay that one off, okay? So let's just say you've got 5 credit cards, okay? And you're paying the minimum payment or so on each. But let's say you've got 5 credit cards and you've got, I don't know, £200 a month, yeah, that you can afford to put towards paying off that collective debt across those 5 cards. So that £200 a month. So what you want to do, you want to put them in order, as I just said. So you've got your card with the highest interest rate first, and then the card with the second highest interest rate, and then third, fourth, fifth, okay? So the second, third, fourth, fifth, pay the minimum payment on those, and then whatever is left, so let's say there's £100, pay that first one off, the one with the highest interest rate, put the maximum amount of money you can to pay that one off first each month, okay? And pay the minimum on the others, okay? When you've done that, and when that first one is paid off, okay, then take that £100 and add that to the payment on the second highest interest payment card, okay? So you're paying the minimum plus the 100, okay? And you'll rapidly pay that one off. And then when that's paid off, you pay the £100 plus the minimum, and you'll transfer that onto the third highest interest rate. And hopefully you can get what I'm saying here. So that is a strategy. I'm not saying that's the what be all and end all way to do it. It's a strategy that been shared with me and works well. I've used that. Okay, so that's the 7 ways that you can create instant cash flow. I'm just going to check back. I haven't checked to see if there's any questions here. Rajesh is asking, can you have the slides? Yeah, don't see any reason why not. James, I'll buy your vinyl. Oh dear, yeah. We'll have to have a chat about that one offline, James. Yeah, got too many classics in there. Want to hold on to those. So was that useful, guys? I hope so. Hope that inspired a few ideas in your own head. You know, hopefully at least one of those 7 is an area that you can look at, you know, tonight. You can take instant action on that. You might find that before you go to bed tonight, you've saved yourself some money. I would love that. And please, you know, if that's the case, make sure you feed back and put some notes, put a message in the Wealth Builders Facebook group. That would be awesome. I would love that. So just waiting to see if there's any feedback. Just let me know if that was useful. I hope it was. We haven't finished yet, although I've just noticed it's 5 to 9, so I need to speed up a little bit. I'm not getting any feedback, so oh, okay, Jerry. You've got loads of CDs. I won't use the exact same language, but you've got a lot of CDs sitting there. Well, Jerry, are you going to play them? You know, I know the market for CDs is not what it used to be, but there's you've got, what's it called? Something Magpie, Music Magpie, something like that. A really great service where you literally can just scan the barcode on all your CDs using the app on your phone, and it just adds it all into the account, and then at the end it tells you how much that you'll get, and they'll come and collect it, I think, even for you. So Music Magpie or something like that, have a look online. Great, thanks for the feedback, guys. Let's crack on, because actually I'm taking longer than I thought I was going to. So secret number 3, okay. So let's just review quickly. Secret number 1 was you really got to get clear on your personal flow, okay? Secret number 2 was how do you get cash flow? How do you create immediate cash flow, okay, that you can start investing in your education? And secret number 3 is that once you understand the relationship between the 8 wealth dynamic profiles, which we talked about earlier, then you're ready to tap into your team flow, okay? So how to create money flow into your life right now. Secret number 3 is how to create team flow. Okay, and we're in a new entrepreneurial age of working with one another rather than for one another now. It's such an exciting time. I feel so privileged that we have all this technology. It's just amazing. The opportunity for creating your own business has never, ever been easier. It really hasn't. There is no excuse not to be looking at yourself as a business owner now and an entrepreneur, working with other people rather than for a boss. Not that there's anything wrong with that. We definitely need that, of course, but I'm guessing the reason why you're here is because you're looking for something else. You're looking to take things to that next level in your life, to achieve great things, okay, where you're in control. Remember, being in control of time and money, okay? And you're not going to be in control of your time when you're working for someone else. Just going to take a swig of water. Okay. So the ability to outsource allows leverage of time and resources, okay? So as a business owner now, you have to really look at what can you outsource, okay? Because as we've already said, when you understand what your flow is, you understand that you're not meant to be doing everything. You're not good at doing everything, okay? Nobody is, even if they think they are. They're not great at everything, okay? So use what's out there. Fantastic sites, which I use all the time, you know, Fiverr.com, Upwork is great. There's people out there who will do anything that you need them to do, okay, to help you in your business, whether it be design, whether it be website, whether it be data analysis, research, spreadsheets, phone calls, customer service, you name it, okay? So if you're not a techie person, get someone who is techie, okay? If you just want to be creating ideas and passing that on to other people, then outsource that. Don't try and learn all this stuff yourself, okay, and get bogged down in the business, because we want to be working on the business, okay? We want to be leveraging our time. So when we're working for an hour, we want 3 or 4 other people to be working on our business, or I should say maybe in our business for us, okay? So in that 1 hour, we're getting 3 or 4 hours of business work done, okay? And our resources, okay? So leverage the resources that are out there by using these sites. So once you understand the relationship between 8 wealth dynamic profiles, you'll be able to seize more opportunities and increase your value to the marketplace. And this is, again, everything that Wealth Builders empowers our community members to do, okay? Really understand this. Let me ask you a question, okay? Are you enjoying the webinar so far? Because we're actually nearly at the end, and it's 9 o'clock. So let's just get a quick raise of hands, and then we'll take you into the final third. Okay. I hope that you're taking some notes here, because this really is stuff that you can implement straight away. Yes, thank you, James. Very positive, resounding yes from James there. I hope the rest of you feeling the same. Sure am, Karen. Good. Raj, great. Thank you, guys. Excellent. Oh, it's a real shame that Lex hasn't managed to join me on this. It would have been fun, but we'll make sure we figure that out for the next one. Okay. Right, so just to recap, what we've covered here is secret number 1, personal flow. Secret number 2, 7 ways you can create immediate cash flow into your life right now. And secret number 3, that once you understand the relationship between 8 wealth dynamic profiles, you'll be able to seize more opportunities and increase your leverage through team flow. Okay, make a note of those 3, please. Right, so I'm guessing, looking at the names that we've got live on the webinar here, that you guys are definitely ready to take it to the next level. I know the caliber of the people we've got on this webinar. Okay, so I'm just going to let you know, obviously, what we've got within Wealth Builders to help our members, and to anyone who is, as I say, maybe starting their journey. They're in employment, maybe they've got a business already, okay, and they're looking to take that business to the next level, okay. Maybe they're just looking to break through something that's holding them back, okay. So what we're offering is a Wealth Builders Foundation membership, okay, and this is actually new. So we've just launched this. We've already got some foundation members who will be coming along and joining us on our one-day foundation course, which is going to be held on level 37 of London's iconic Gherkin, okay, at CSC's exclusive members club. So I know, Karen, you asked in the Facebook group earlier in the week, what's happening? What's the Gherkin all about? So this is what it is, Karen. And I haven't put the date there, but the date is Saturday, the April the 2nd. April the 2nd, yeah. And it's a one-day course, which will be run by myself and by Lex McKee, the Wealth Builders Membership Director. Kevin Whelan will be there as well. And we've run these foundation courses, but in a slightly different guise last year. So they were known as Nova courses. Some of you may not have attended those last year, but fantastic, real full-on days, you know, full on in a good way with the amount of content that we pack in there. So we'll show you how to gain absolute clarity on flow number 4, which is the important one, which is creating that long-term wealth flow. Okay. And this is the Wealth Builders blueprint. So I'm guessing that you guys, I tried actually to add the slides, but I just didn't have time to get that fully working. The 7 pillars, the iconic 7 pillars of Wealth Builders. Okay. There are only 7 assets for creating wealth. I'm sure you've heard Kevin Whelan say this, okay? And this is the blueprint. So we need to be picking our primary and secondary asset classes, okay? So on the right-hand side, and I'm sorry I haven't got the slide to share with you here, but this is going to be the foundation for the one day, okay? We're going to be really building you step by step from getting clear on your personal flow, going through the wealth dynamics test, debriefing everyone on that. So everyone's really clear on what's their passion, what's the path of least resistance for that, for you individually, okay? And then creating additional cash flow now to help accelerate the process. And then pairing you up with a wealth buddy, okay? And then you'll be in a position to pick what's your primary and secondary pillars going to look like for creating wealth, okay? So it might be business, all right? Or you might be a property professional. Maybe property is going to be your primary pillar. You may already be investing in property. You might have a few buy-to-lets, okay? And how's that going? You know, are you maximizing the return on investment? Because that's what Wealth Builders will help you to do by connecting you to others to create win-win partnerships, okay? So the 12-month Wealth Builders Foundation membership is all about helping you to achieve financial independence and freedom fast, okay? Took Kevin Whelan a number of years, but Kevin always tells me now, you know, with the knowledge he has, with the system, with the structure that Wealth Builders now provides, you know, anyone can create financial independence within 5 years if they follow the steps, okay? And we're here to help with that. And, you know, I speak from experience because I've been connected to Wealth Builders now for 2 years, very nearly, okay? And I've seen the progress in my own wealth building. So we really want to open it up to as many people. And Kevin has a big goal, really fantastic goal to help over 50,000 people achieve financial independence. Okay, it's a football stadium. It's St. James's Park, Kevin's favourite team, Newcastle. Okay, so think of a stadium, think of 50,000 people, okay? And that is our goal, big goal there. So be one of those people, all right? Join us. And I'm asking you here, for those people who have not yet solidified their primary and secondary pillars for building wealth, okay, then this will help you to do that. And we will help you to do that, myself and Lex and Kevin and the other members that will be attending that day, okay? So what you're going to get is the one-day foundation course, which will be held at the iconic Gherkin, 20 people maximum. And you'll get the 12-month foundation membership to Wealth Builders, okay? So this will really solidify your path. And that's what a lot of people I know struggle with, okay? They need the nudge back on. And I'm going to show you what we'll provide, what you'll get as part of that 12-month foundation membership, okay? I'm going to add in a bonus as well. So we're going to add in access to the entire Your Property Network back catalogue, okay? Now, I'm not exactly sure how many editions of YPN that we're at now, but I know it's a lot, okay? And you'll get access to all of them online, okay? All the PDFs, you can read all the stories, all the inspiration on pretty much anything within property, okay? So joint ventures, HMOs, buy-to-lets, case studies, so incredible, okay? It's the UK's most successful property magazine. And you'll get a free copy of the latest edition as well. So a physical copy that you can have a look through and, you know, see if you haven't already read property your property network, then get a real good feel for that. So that's a bonus, okay? But if you only got that, so if you only got the bonus there, access to all the back catalogue, hundreds of editions, the Wealth Builders 1-day foundation course at the Gherkin, and 12 months membership as well. What would you pay? What would you think for that? Okay. So I'll throw in a guarantee here, and this is that if the 12-month Wealth Builders Foundation course on level 37 of London's iconic Gherkin doesn't help you with exactly how to find your flow and find instant cash flow in your life, and equip you with all of the knowledge to set about building wealth in your primary and secondary pillars, then we'll refund your money, okay? Because it's all about you. It's all about you getting a clear understanding, okay? And that's our promise to you, and we can provide that to you. And hopefully through what I've demonstrated tonight, you'll see that we really are committed, hugely committed, 50,000 people committed, okay? And there's many members of the community already who are doing joint ventures, who are creating partnerships, making connections, okay? So what I'm offering here is the 1-day foundation course at the Gherkin on April the 2nd, so Saturday, April the 2nd, and it'll be 20 people max because it's only a small room, it's glass front, you know, you'll be looking out over the entire horizon of London. It's amazing. You may have seen some of the photos that are posted up recently. It's such an awesome setting, it's so inspirational, it's the place to hold the foundation course. Wouldn't want to run this anywhere else, okay? So you'll get the 1-day course, you'll get the 12-month membership to Wealth Builders, you'll get a free Wealth Dynamics token, okay? So you'll do the test and you'll get the 32-page report. And then we will debrief that with you, okay? So you fully understand every aspect of how you can apply that to your personal situation, how you can find out what your passion is and how to monetize that, okay? And get this as well, not only do you get all of the above, but you get access to the PIN Academy, okay? So the PIN is the Property Investors Network, which is Simon Zucchi's company. Many of you on the webinar I know are property people, and you'll have more than likely attended a PIN event, and they have some huge events, you know, Canary Wharf, Blackfriars, Kensington in London, which attract about 200 people each month to those individual events, and PIN events all over the country, okay? So wherever you are, you can get access to the events for free. So this is amazing. If you're a property person or you're just looking to educate yourself and network, you can go to any of these events, and they charge £20 per event, okay? You could go to 2 or 3 of those a week if you wanted to. Certainly in London, you've got the choice. Not only do you go to the events for free, but you can access all of the PIN Academy online, which is some of the best property education in the UK. Okay, and you'll get 4 30-minute mentoring calls. So we will schedule those with you. You might want to do those straight away after you've attended foundation course, or you might want to space those out over the whole 12 months. You might want to do those every 3 months, you know, so we can connect and we can make sure you're on the right track. And if you've got any queries, then you'll have one of the Wealth Builder members, Bridge Builders, there to advise and assist you, okay? So here's the values here. And this is genuine, guys. I've not made this up. This is exactly what the value is of each of these individual aspects. So the foundation course on its own is £250 plus VAT. Okay, so if you just want to attend the 1-day course, you're not interested in all of the other benefits, you don't want to be connected to Wealth Builders as a full member, that's absolutely fine, you know. But if you're interested to come along on that foundation course at the Gherkin with a lovely lunch with myself and Lex and Kevin, no more than 20 people, £250 just for that day. And I'll share with you in a minute how you can book that straight away and reserve your place, okay? However, the 12-month foundation membership has a value of £500. The Wealth Dynamics token is $97 online. That's standard. That's how much it costs. So that's £67 in the UK. The debrief consultation is worth £137. Okay. It's that valuable because it really will unravel the results within the Wealth Dynamic Profile test that you'll receive. Okay. The access to the PIN Academy is worth £432. That's if you book in advance. If you pay monthly, then it's even greater value. Okay, so £432 worth you're getting included. And the mentoring calls, they're worth £50 for a 30-minute call. Okay, that's the value of those, of the time. So this is genuine. This is a total value of £1,585. Okay, that's how much all those individual items would cost you if you were to buy a Wealth Dynamics token online, if you were to pay for a debriefing, if you wanted to go to the PIN Academy, be a monthly member, that would cost you £1,585. Okay. Our offer. If you would like to be a foundation member for 12 months and have all of those benefits, including the one-day foundation membership, then the cost for all of those is £500 plus VAT for 12 months. If you would like the one-day foundation course, the 12-month foundation membership, the Wealth Dynamics token, the Wealth Dynamics debriefing, access to the PIN Academy, and all of the events for 12 months, and the mentoring calls to help nudge you along the way and make sure you're progressing, connecting you, it's £500 plus VAT. And you can follow that link there. This is not a timed, sensitive, I'm not making you rush, I'm not saying you have to go immediately and this will go up to full price in the next 10 minutes. It's nothing like that. Okay, this is the price. This is incredible value for all of that. This will give you access to the Wealth Builders community, to myself, to Lex, to Kevin, all of the other members who are doing joint ventures, partnerships, connections, helping each other build their businesses. Okay, I'm just going to share this link in the chat box as well. If anyone's got any questions. Okay, let me just share that. So you can, if you wish to click the link in the chat box. Yeah, there you go. So I've just put that in the chat box for you guys, and save that link. Okay. So that's it, guys. I've overrun. I really didn't. I thought I was going to probably be done well before 9 o'clock. So I really apologize. Thanks for sticking around. Okay. For those of you that are still here, in fact, looks like pretty much all of you. I said there'll be some free gifts. Okay. And I offered a free ticket to the next Escape the Rat Race meetup. So for sticking around, the next meetup is on, when is it? It's on Wednesday, April the 6th. Okay, so that will be in London at the Holiday Inn, Bloomsbury. And if you haven't already got a copy of the Wealth Builders ebook, and if you haven't got a copy of the Wealth Builders audio, I'm also going to send you that as well. Okay, so the Wealth Builders ebook is a book written by Kevin Whelan, and it is the blueprint. Okay, Wealth Builders Blueprint. It's essential reading. It's the glue that sticks all of these elements together. Okay, it really is essential reading if you haven't already got that. And the audio version, brilliant. Stick it on your phone, listen to it in the car. We're going to be creating some CDs soon. And the audio, you know, will be selling on Audible very soon for probably around $9.99. And that's a gift for you. If you haven't already got that and you'd like the free ticket to come to the next event, all you need to do is email me at christianrodwell@wealthbuilders.co.uk and say in the title, give me my free gifts. Okay, how's about that? We'll just keep it simple, shall we? So I'm going to stick my email address in here for you. Bear with me, guys. Hear me tapping away probably. So there's my Wealth Builders email address for you. Christian Rodwell at wealthbuilders.co.uk. Thank you, Lex, for the kind comment there. I hope that I did stand in for you and do you justice there. If anyone's got any questions before I call it time on the webinar, because I don't want to take up your evening any further, I really hope that you got lots of value out of tonight. I wanted to deliver on the promise, you know, how to create instant cash flow right now, and the 7 ways there. I'd love to know if you implement some of those, and let us know in the Wealth Builders Facebook group. That would be really cool. You've got my email address, everyone. If you have any questions with regards to the foundation membership, as I say, we're about 1 month away now. It's the 2nd of April. So we only have 20 places. So, you know, we've still got places now, but don't leave it too long, because I'm not sure when the next one will be. Probably not for a couple of months after that, I don't imagine. So if you miss the April one, you'll have to wait a couple of months until we do the next one, okay? Because we're not doing them like regularly. So if that's of interest to you, sign up through the link. Any problems with the link, just drop me an email and I'll ask someone in the Wealth Builders team to check that out for you. And I'm here to serve, here to help you guys, okay? So feel free to connect. Any final questions, let me know now. John, nice job. Thank you, John. Yeah, you got it. Thank you, everyone. I'll give you a couple more minutes because I'm aware there is a slight delay. I hope that the experience was okay for everyone. As I said, it's the first webinar I've done for Wealth Builders. No worries, James. Thanks for sticking around. If you guys, as I said, if you haven't already got the audio book and you want that, make sure you do email me so I can send you a link. Really, really top listening, that is. Lex, yeah, well, the really useful show is in full swing, and I did have that on the slide as an intro for you, Lex. But yeah, guys, check out the really useful show there. Lex has just posted that link. Oh, I've spelt my. Oh yeah, sorry, I have. Yeah, guys, thanks, Karen, for pointing that out. I've put an extra E in Wealth Builders. So yeah, just double check that, guys. If you copy and paste, or in fact, let me just pop it back in there for you with the right. So my correct email address. Thank you, Karen. My correct email address is there now for you. Oh, Kevin's the guest next Monday on the really useful show. Awesome. Awesome stuff, Lex. 2 hours of wheeling magic. Well, absolutely, guys. Don't miss out on that. Great. So thanks for sticking around, everyone. No worries, Marion. Thank you very much for joining. And thanks, Des. You know, it was great to see you last night. I think it is the same Des that I met you last night. So at the meetup, awesome. Really, really glad to see you on the webinar tonight. I hope you got a lot of value out of tonight and last night. You can have a night off tomorrow. That's okay, Karen. Thanks, everyone. Sorry that you're seeing the vortex. It's the only way that I can see my chat box. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you guys. If you have any questions, drop me an email, Christian Rodwell at wealthbuilders.co.uk, and we'll look forward to speaking to you soon. I'm going to sign off. Okay. Take care, everyone.